Hey Scandal Squad, please hit that like button while we get into the mess. While some folks are still grieving Angie Stone's sudden passing, there are fans asking why hasn't D'Angelo made any public statements about her death, and it also has fans reflecting on their relationship, mainly the big age difference, and it has raised the question that many fans whispered for years. Did Angie Stone groom D'Angelo? Today we're talking about a controversial issue that has resurfaced with Angie Stone's passing. With recent allegations and scandals rocking the entertainment world, many are wondering, did Angie Stone groom D'Angelo? Let's start by setting the scene. Picture this. It's the mid-90s and neo-soul is about to explode onto the music scene. At the center of this musical revolution are two incredible artists, Angie Stone and D'Angelo. But here's where things get a little uncomfortable. Let's start with the basics. Angie Stone, born in 1961, was a soul music veteran who had been in the game since the late 70s. On the other hand, D'Angelo, born in 1974, burst onto the neo-soul scene in the mid-90s. So there was an approximate 13-year age gap between them. Now that might not seem like a big deal for two adults, but here's where things get tricky. Angie and D'Angelo's paths crossed when he was just a teenager, around 16 or 17 years old, allegedly. At that time, Angie was already in her late 20s. This age difference has led many to question the nature of their early relationship and whether it crossed any ethical lines. Now, let's rewind a bit. Angie Stone, already an established artist, took young D'Angelo under her wing professionally. She recognized his raw talent and became a mentor figure in his budding career. They collaborated on music, with Angie co-writing some of D'Angelo's early hits. But here's where it gets interesting. Their professional relationship quickly evolved into a personal one. By the time D'Angelo's debut album Brown Sugar dropped in 1995, he and Angie were romantically involved. D'Angelo was 21 and Angie was 34. So the question on everyone's mind is, when and how did their relationship shift from mentor-mentee to something more? And more importantly, was D'Angelo old enough to make that decision? As it is rumored they met when he may have been as young as 16, did they really wait to start a romantic relationship? This is the same behavior that people like Diddy and Jay-Z are called out for, starting relationships with underage, young, naive artists. In interviews, both Angie and D'Angelo were very tight-lipped about the early days of their relationship, leading many to believe that they started dating when he was a teenager. Angie has described their connection as instant and spiritual, while D'Angelo has credited her with helping shape his musical style. But let's be real for a second. If you saw them perform together back in the day, the chemistry was undeniable. But now, looking back, it's hard not to see the potential power imbalance. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the industry gossip. Shout out to Wendy Williams because she's been spilling the celebrity tea way back in the 90s, and now much of what she said has turned out to be true in other cases. While there's no concrete evidence of grooming, the rumors have persisted for years. Some industry insiders have suggested that Angie's influence over D'Angelo extended beyond music, shaping his image and even his personal life. Right before Angie Stone passed, she was exposing the industry and also shared she had been blamed for D'Angelo's spiral into drugs and alcohol. Angie Stone also says the industry broke them up because they didn't feel like she was a good look for his career at the time. Her physical aesthetic wasn't on brand for the new sex symbol, and they paired him publicly with other more model-esque women. It was also said that Angie Stone was pregnant at the time as well, and it would not have been a good look for D'Angelo's career. However, Some fans argue that it wasn't because Angie Stone didn't have the right look. It was that she was older than D'Angelo, and at that time, it was more taboo. But here's the thing. Both Angie and D'Angelo have vehemently denied any inappropriate behavior in their early relationship. They maintain that their romantic involvement didn't begin until D'Angelo was of legal age. As the music industry is being exposed, we've seen a wave of allegations and lawsuits hitting major players in the music industry, especially regarding relationships with younger artists. This raises some serious questions about power dynamics in the entertainment world. It's worth noting that despite the controversy, both Angie Stone and D'Angelo have had successful careers. D'Angelo went on to become one of the most influential neo-soul artists of his generation, while Angie Stone, up until her recent passing, continued to make waves in R&B and soul music. But you've got to wonder, has this controversy affected their legacy? Some argue that the whispers about their relationship have overshadowed their musical contributions. Others believe it's just another example of the complex personal lives of artists being put under a microscope. Fast forward to today, while we are mourning the passing of industry legend Angie Stone, both artists had moved on with their lives. They've both been pretty quiet about their past relationship, and it was only recently that Angie Stone spoke out about how the industry tore her and D'Angelo apart. Some speculate that there might have been some kind of agreement or financial arrangement to keep things under wraps. But in today's climate, with social movements bringing issues of power and consent to the forefront, old stories like these are being revisited and reevaluated. After diving into all this information, what do you think? Did Angie Stone groom D'Angelo? Or was their relationship a case of two consenting adults with a significant age gap? Here's the truth. We may never know all the details of what happened between Angie Stone and D'Angelo. As we wrap up, I want to hear from you. Do you think this situation deserves more scrutiny? Or is it just another case of fans overblowing celebrity relationships and creating a scandal where there isn't one? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into music industry controversies. Until next time, keep questioning, keep discussing, and most importantly, keep the music playing. I'll see you on the next video.